into Brave in Action. This is my weekly live show where I share with you just one little way you can step out of fear and into bravery in your life, in your business, in your family, in your community, and all the different ways. For those of you that are new here, welcome. I'm so excited to have you with us. I am a transformational success coach who essentially burned my life to the ground and rebuilt it, but this time on my own terms about a decade ago. I've been an entrepreneur for as long as I can remember. I learned very quickly out of college that while I worked well with people, I didn't work well for people. And for whatever reason, I thought, well, I don't have to. So here we are together, and I'm so happy to have you here. Brave is my business. I host the Brave Files podcast, where we talk to people who have stepped out of fear and into bravery in literally every possible way. I am the author of Fuck Fearless, Making the Brave Leap, which is a best-selling book, sharing my Brave Method. The Brave Method is a strategic approach to creatively problem-solving, dreaming, designing, and building a life and a business that you are madly fucking in love with. How awesome is that? And every single week I come here and I share with you just a little bit of inspiration, knowledge, and excitement on how you can put bravery in action in your own life. And today's topic is one of my favorites for a lot of reasons. We're talking about having a first class life. So I'm actually going to keep this fairly short today. I want to get you excited and inspired, but I am going to be doing a full on hands-on intensive webinar on October 18th. The registration link will be coming out soon. We are going to be I'm not only going to talk about what it means to have a first class life, but I'm going to take you through the steps to envisioning it and looking towards actually creating it. The most important thing I want you all to know right off the bat is that having a first class life is much like success. It's much like bravery. It's got to be self-defined. My first class life is going to look different than yours. And this really hit home for me. I think it's really, really powerful. It really hit home for me a couple of weeks ago. I went into back to school night for my youngest daughter, and I got to chat with their social media manager, who's somebody that I just admire and adore. I've talked to her for years. In fact, she helped me write the copy for my very first coaching website way back in the day. And she was telling me about what her life looks like, about how she moves, how much work she's doing. Really, she's keeping it pretty minimal, very much in love with the idea of I get in, I get to do work that I'm passionate about, and then nobody else needs anything from me outside of that. I can rest and relax and be myself and do what I want. She is absolutely living her first class life. And it doesn't look like, giant mansions and actually flying first class and all of those things. And that's okay. You get to decide what your own first class life looks like. And then that concept of first class life has really been resonating with me. For me, my first class life requires that I maintain my physical health. So when I travel for work, I literally fly first class because I have an issue with edema, with leg swelling, and with a couple of other health things. And so I need to have space to put my legs out and up. That's quite a visual for you all, isn't it? But to do that in a way that's not disruptive to my fellow passengers. And so I put it into my contracts. It's really, really important for me to maintain my health in that way. I also have learned that for me personally, I require being in or near water. So I've just recently made the decision to rejoin one of our local gyms that has both a pool and a sauna so that I can be near and in water when I need to, when my body tells me that it's craving it. They have a great cafe in there. I can work from there. So finding lots of ways to make that work for me. So yes, I just admitted that I'm going to join a gym for the pool and the sauna, not for working out. Maybe I'll take some yoga classes. I'm not much for working out, folks. Don't judge me. So I want you to think about what your own first class life might look like. What does it feel like? I've thought recently that in future iterations of my first class life, right? And we are building the future now, right? Our choices in this moment are what creates our reality in the next moment. So don't think that what you're doing now doesn't have a long-term effect. It has all of the effect. It is the reason that the next moment happens. Your choices now are your reality later. So, what I'm building right now in my first class life is a little bit of a home manager, somebody who can come in and do some light cleaning and some laundry, help run some errands, just take away some of this chaos and clutter in my life. It's not a full time job. It's not like somebody's moving in with me, although I don't judge the people who have that, right? Whatever your first class life is yours. But it is just someone who comes in and helps with those little things. Maybe they run the puppy to the groomer or the vet, pick up dry cleaning, which now that we're speaking, again, my partner and I more often, we actually have, again, which is kind of weird, run to the post office, all those kinds of things, but also maybe it's grocery shopping, maybe it's meal prep, right? We love eating together as a family. Finding the time for meal prep is really overwhelming with the work that I'm doing with my job, and I can't do it to the degree that I always want to. I've had to learn to surrender a lot in that space. So there are so many different ways that I'm thinking about um, creating and building my own first class life. So I want you to think about what yours are. And we start by letting go of the ceiling, the boundaries, the expectations. We start dreaming of our first class life, which includes, I think, in a lot of cases, a career or business that you fucking love. Um, what might that look like? How will you move in that first class life? How will you feel? Who will be around you? What will you think? Start with that. Begin by embodying all of that. And I want you to get really excited about it. You have every right to your first class life. And again, it's going to look different than mine. Your first class life is not the same as mine. And that's okay. It's what makes the world go round. You could want to have $1 billion business, or maybe you just want to make a solid $75,000 a year and pay all your bills and not have a lot of pressure and not owe any debt. And whatever it is yours. And you get to claim it, which is so, so exciting. And I want to hear all about it. And I hope that you will mark your calendars for October 18th. We're going to send out information really soon to join us for an actual hands-on intensive workshop, designing your first class life with a business that complements it. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to get a lot of clarity, dropping lots and lots of exciting knowledge in it. And I hope that you will plan to join us. So the registration for that's going to come really, really soon. Early next week, I believe. So very good. Speaking of next week, I'm traveling next week to be with some clients at their conference, the beginning part of the week. So the live show, Brave in Action, is going to be on Thursday at 1:30 p.m. Central next week. And I actually think it might be on Thursday the following week too, which is unusual, but we'll keep you posted. Woo! I'm so glad to have you all here with me today. All right. So I love whenever I do a Brave in Action live show to pull a Create Brave card. Create Brave cards are a deck of manifestation cards that I co-created with my friend, Rachel Swanson. She is a creativity coach. I'm the Brave Method coach. It's like having two coaches in your pocket. If you like affirmations or manifestations, they feel like tarot cards. Look how thick they are. Oh my God, they're so pretty. Beautiful edges. We have this gorgeous box, magnetic open box, but they are coaching things that we have experienced in our life that we bring to you. So it's got a daily affirmation, a focus word, and then we even have a guidebook to help you connect with your card, your word of the day, your affirmation of the day in a unique way. So the idea is to pull a card and just see what shows up for you. What are you thinking? What are you feeling as you pull a card? How does it resonate with you? My friend and client, Mary, has only shown up for our live show twice. I'm not shaming you, Mary. I love that you've shown up. But both of those times I pulled the card dance. And those are the only two times I have ever pulled that card in the year and a half that I've had the deck, which I think is so crazy. So I'm going to pull the card for me. I'm going to pull the card for you. And I cannot wait to see what card shows up for us, how it makes you feel, how it makes me feel. I don't know about you, but when I'm pulling a card, I sort of just shuffle until the card that's for me pops out. Sometimes it falls. Sometimes it pops out. It's this one. I can just tell. So what card is it? Oh, becoming. So I have to be honest, this is one of our Kickstarter exclusive cards. You can only get this card if you supported our Kickstarter. And so if you didn't, this card is not going to show up in your deck. I'm so sorry to tell you that. But I love this card and I'm so excited that it showed up today because I feel this card. Becoming, I am always in possession. I'm sorry. I am always in process and ever evolving. So I'm showing it here to YouTube and Facebook and then up here to Instagram. Hi. This card, because it's a Kickstarter card, it does not show up in the guided book, unfortunately. But I want you to look at it. I want you to think of it. Becoming has become a buzzword lately, right? Michelle Obama's incredible book, Becoming. She did a Becoming journal. I love this because so much of the work of the Brave Method is in being in the moment and knowing that we are always in the process. We are ever evolving. There's not an end. We're not there. Hi, Tanya. So happy to have you here today as well. Thank you for joining us live. Becoming is a process. And if you're doing life right, you're in a constant state of becoming. You're never there. We don't get there because we evolve. And wherever it is we're striving to get, we get excited about getting to the next thing, the next level. We are constantly becoming. There's so much surrender and trusting that all timing is divine in the word becoming. Look at this card. Gosh, isn't it gorgeous? Don't you just feel all the magic that comes with it? I love it. Speaking of becoming, gosh, I really didn't plant this, but always the right cards always show up for me. And I hope you feel the same way. If you have the deck, if you want to get the deck, visit vickeryandco.com/social. You can get the deck. Speaking of becoming, I have felt a deep calling towards creating a very new, exciting program that's based off of the Brave Method and all of the coaching work that I've done and all of my training. And I am dropping all of the information soon. If you want to be one of the first people to get that info, you've got to join the wait list. And the wait list opens early next week. I know. I'm like, you got to wait, you got to wait, you got to wait, you got to wait. It's that good, right? And we're still putting the finishing touches on it. The wait list is coming next week. I'll give you a little hint. It's a program, it's a course, it's coaching, and it's called The Incubator. And we are here to become and grow and develop and evolve in all of the magical ways. We are building first class lives in the moment, every second of every day. Super, super excited to share it with you all. So stay tuned, right? Stay tuned here on the live show weekly, on the podcast, on the newsletter, so that you can sign up for the wait list. People who join the wait list for the incubator, they get all the information first before it's available to the general public. You get early access to registration, which is super exciting because we are limiting the capacity. This is not just open for anybody. You can't just like pop out your credit card and be like, I want in. That's not the way this is going to work, right? So you want to be on the wait list. I promise that you do. Thank you so much for spending some time with us here today. It means the world to have you here to join us, just to share a few minutes of your week. I would love for us all to take a big collective deep breath. How do you feel about that? Let's breathe in and out with a sigh. Shake it out. I don't know. I felt like I needed that. Did y'all need that? Woohoo! Shake it out and feel good. It's such a treasure. It's such a joy in my life to be able to spend some time with you. I want you to know that if you are moved or inspired or touched by any of the work I can do, people have been asking for this. It's finally available. You can say thanks by buying me a coffee. If you visit vickeryandco.com/say thanks, you can sponsor this week's coffee. It's not really coffee. I use it for whatever, although sometimes it is coffee. And if you do that, I will express my undying thanks and gratitude to you by giving you a shout out either in this weekly live show, Brave in Action, in my newsletter, or on my podcast. So you've got to tune into all those places to hear me praise you and say thanks for your thanks. I will see you all next week. I hope you will connect in all the ways. Get ready to get all of the details and join the waitlist for the incubator. Good stuff is coming. Wonderful, delicious, delightful, juicy stuff is coming. And I am over the moon excited to share it with you. I look forward to talking with you again next week. Between now and then, this is Heather Vickery reminding you to go out and choose bravely. Bye now.